good, everybody? Welcome back to the CFL podcast, where just like last year, we are on point with talking about the depth at every position for Jackson State's roster. First, it was the receiving core. Now we're talking about the DBs and just how deep they are. Now, before I get into this video, keep in mind, just let me know down below in the comment section, do you think this secondary will be better than last year? Do you think they're weaker than last year? What is your opinion? I want to know, genuinely. I think they're better. But I also love to hear y'all's opinions as well. It's always welcome whether you agree or you don't. Just remember to keep it respectful. That's the only thing. Now, Jackson State's first DB on this list. Of course, you guys already know him as Nugget, but his name is Devon Warren. Going into his last year of eligibility, the former four-star recruit and #1 JUCO prospect in the country, who was originally committed to Georgia, Coach Prom's first recruit ever at the collegiate level, 6'1", 185 pounds, man. He has all the tools to be a great NFL player. I mean, he runs a 4.3, right over 6'1", closing in on 200 pounds, great acceleration, great arm strength. He really has bunnies, and people hate to throw his side. This is what we know about Nugget. Nobody likes to throw Nugget side. But that's going to have to change this year because now you have Travis Hunter as well as an improved secondary in general on the other side of him. So it's really pick your poison. Do you want to try Travis or do you want to try Nugget? And most people are going to try Travis because he's a freshman. But when that proves to be costly, you're going to have to go to Nugget side. And this is the year that I think Nugget proves why he is, at the very least, a projected 4th-round pick, right? But I think he can up his draft stock, and I think he will up his draft stock this year. This is a make-or-break year. He knows it. You can tell he's going all in. Next up, Travis Hunter, the #1 recruit in the country, generational talent. 5-star at receiver as well as corner. I mean, 6'1", he was 165 when he came in, but he's in that 180 range now. Travis Hunter, nothing but good things have been said about him. From ever since he stepped on campus, ever since he put on the pads or the helmet, he's been locking receivers down. Him and Shane Hooks have had some battles, but he's gotten the one up on Shane Hooks, right? One of the best receivers, one of the most improved receivers on Jackson State's roster. He's getting great work every day. For as great as a talent as he is, he's getting great work every day. And for those of you who are worried about him being injured, he actually is going to return in full pads mid next week. Okay, that was just a sprain, ankle sprain. He's fine. He will be ready for Miami. That I can promise you. But he will be back in pads midweek. Keep this thing going though. We got John Huggins, the transfer from the University of Florida just a year ago. Now, John Huggins at 6'2", 205 was a vital part of Jackson State's defense last year. I mean, he is just a versatile safety. Not only can he help you in the pass coverage, right? But he can really come downfield and lay that hit. He stops the run. He will stop your runner in his tracks before he's able to get that momentum going. John Huggins is also a Senior Bowl watch. He's on the Senior Bowl watch list. He's a bona fide NFL prospect. And I'm not even the first person to say this on this channel, believe it or not. That was actually Mr. Ford back when I had a call-in show. He's been the main one for as long as I can remember. The only one probably who was really rooting and just banging the table for John Huggins being a bona fide NFL talent. But this we know he is now. Senior Bowl watch list. Cannot wait to see what John Huggins does as well. Next up, Wiggins Jr. Now, K5 is having a damn good camp. Oh, K5 is turning up the heat. See, at 5'11", 175 pounds, we know he is the transfer from ULM going into his sophomore season. Now, with K5, dog, his coverage skills have gotten, it was never bad to begin with. We knew coming in to Jackson State that he was a man-to-man corner. That's just the type of style that he plays. But man, has it gotten better. His technique has gotten better. You could tell he's been soaking up everything that Coach Prom has been teaching him, and he has been just straight lockdown. I mean, I haven't seen a receiver yet that was able to get separation from K5. He's killing it. K5 is killing it. So look for him to have a big year. Me personally, I'm hoping K5 gets that slot position. Either him, Tavion Beasley. That's just me from what I've seen, from the film I've seen. But of course, people in the program, they know a lot better than I do. But man, K5 is gonna have a lot of playing time this year for that reason alone. If I had anything to say about it, man, dude is just dynamic. Dude, he turned up the heat with his coverage skills. After K5 though, we got Cameron Silman Craig, aka Killer. Now, I had an interview with him. If you haven't checked that out, you really should, because man, he was a great host. I mean, a great interviewee. But man, 5'10", 175 pounds. I definitely believe he's gotten bigger by now. Cam, one of the most important pieces to the secondary. As a true freshman last year, Cam played like a man possessed, like his hair was on fire. Cam, every big moment of last season, you got to think about it. Cam was there. In the Orange Blossom Classic, when the play needed to be made, when they had to stop Southern on that last play, it was James Houston and it was Cam on that sack. You know, then he ran off the field, you know, hype, saying, I'm a true freshman. I'm just a true freshman and I'm doing this. The SWAC championship, he had, 2 picks in the SWAC championship? He every big moment during the season, Cam was there. Cam was there. So you look for him and you know that Cam is just going to pick up where he left off and only get better as well. So you got him who's, you know, he has a year under his belt of nothing but experience and then production. He's going to take that and he's already worked on what he needed to get better at last year, and now he's ready to go. After Cam, we got a guy who I'm very excited about. One of the newest transfers from this year's upcoming class. From this year's class. Joker, Gregory Great, aka Joker, the transfer from Middle Tennessee State. At 5'11", 197 pounds, Greg Great I don't think he's ever not had a 100 tackle season at Middle Tennessee State. Also had a couple of picks as well. Dude is everywhere. He's everywhere. Like, he's Earl Thomas-esque, right? When he plays the game, he plays it to dominate. He is a guy who can shut down one part of your offense. And I legitimately mean that. He's everywhere. He's a ball hawk, and he can also be like Cam and, you know, just snuff out your running back or your ball carrier. Seriously. He has been such a high producing safety at Middle Tennessee State. I am interested to see how he's going to translate to Jackson State's defense. Expect Gregory Great to be one of those guys in that starting lineup week 1, which we're now 22 days away from. Greg Great is going to be awesome. He's going to be awesome for Jackson State. I'm willing to put money on that. After Gregory Great, we go back to a guy who has been here since the spring season with that initial class for Jackson State, Isaiah Bowden from Florida State. Now, Isaiah, we know he's one of the best returnmen in FCS football. 4.3 speed, great size, but we still wait for him to put it together. We still wait for him to put it together. And me personally, with that wingspan, with the speed, I believe he will. It's just a matter of when. He's very talented. You've heard Nugget when he was on my channel. Nugget vouched for Isaiah when talking about who gets that slot position. His name has come up a few times. After Isaiah Bowden, man, we got Mr. Battle-Tested, one of the most battle-tested freshmen in the FCS, Tavion Beasley from St. John's Bosco. Now check this out. Tavion Beasley is 5'11", 170 pounds, and he comes from a program that plays in the hardest conference in America. I will say that again. He comes from a high school who competes in the hardest conference in America, which means his senior season, he faced at least 3 5-star receivers one-on-one, and he held his own. He held his own. And now him being a 3-star prospect with having his pick of the litter, right? He could have been at Oregon right now. But Coach Prime swooped in late. They got him. And now he's going to provide valuable minutes for Jackson State. But Tavion seen it all, man. He ain't worried. He's a dog. He's a dog. After Tavion Beasley, you got Jalen Alexander, the transfer safety from Duke University. At 5'11", 160 pounds, he's provided some great minutes for Duke. Where he will translate to Jackson State, we don't know. but he's another Power 5 transfer. He's another guy who put up great production at Duke in the ACC. Where Jalen Alexander is, and I don't even know where he is with depth chart. I don't know where I just don't know enough about him and what he's doing at Jackson State. I found out about him through somebody in the program. I haven't heard his name come up. They've really been keeping him on the hush. So I really want to know what's going on with Jalen Alexander and just how good he is and just where he'll be playing. He's an anomaly. He's the only anomaly on this list of DBs. So we'll circle back to him once we know a little bit more about him. After Jalen Alexander, you got Shiloh Sanders, son of Coach Prime. We know Headache Gang CEO, man. Headache Gang CEO. This is all he does. He makes big hits. Does he have to improve in coverage? Sure, and I'm sure he did. Now, the thing about Shiloh is he's going to have to continue rehabbing. They expect him back early on in the season, but it most likely won't be week 1. He's not going to miss a lot of games. He'll be back early on, but week 1, maybe not. They don't have to rush him back because they have safeties. So chances are you might not see him week 1 in Miami. After Shiloh Sanders, Jalen Hughes, the transfer from JUCO, from Snow College, at 6'1", 180 pounds, Jalen Hughes got dreadhead powers, dog. He's one of those guys, man. Another true man-to-man corner. I mean, my dude is just so talented. Kind of reminds me of K5 when it comes to the coverage skills. Not many receivers get separation from him. And I love that they went out and they got the depth with Jalen Hughes to see, where can we stack up? Where can we put him? If Nugget needs a break or if Travis needs a break, who are we going to have ready to get in and continue that momentum? Now you got it. Jalen Hughes comes with a lot of experience at the collegiate level, and now he's at Jackson State. You love that. You love a veteran presence in the locker room as well. So look for Jalen Hughes from Snow College to make a great impact when he gets in. After Jalen Hughes, we got Frankie Dunn. Frankie Dunn, 5'8", 150 pounds. I think Frankie Dunn is a redshirt freshman, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, I seen a clip on Frankie laying out Trevontae Rucker in practice, in camp. That was the only clip I saw of him. And man, he definitely caught my eye as well as a lot of people with that textbook form tackle. So listen, Frankie Dunn, if we're being real, you might not see him on the field for Jackson State this upcoming season, but he is a guy who clearly is valuable to that program, who they are going to continue to develop, and who we will see on the field at some point. So Frankie Dunn, he's there. After Frankie Dunn, Anthony Petty, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's the guy who was covering Travis in the spring game. Keep in mind, Travis is a generational talent. Anthony Petty to still be on that team means that he's good as well. Will we see him on the field? Probably not. Not this year. Everybody can't play. This we know. He's still an underclassman. Redshirt freshman as well, I believe. But Anthony Petty, when he gets his opportunity, he's going to shine because he's getting work from the best receiving room in the FCS. And last but not least, Herman Smith III. Herman has been there for a little while. I forget if he was a part of the initial class or the class right after that. But Herman Smith is a name who I do remember. Okay, I think he's 5'8", 6 feet. He's 6 feet, 190 pounds. And man, Herman Smith is a safety. He's a safety. He's a guy who you haven't seen much of. They got a lot of guys on this roster who you don't really know about yet. You know the name, but I can't really tell you much on him other than he's an underclassman, and he is one of those guys who is still being developed to eventually compete for a starting spot. But with that being said, that is your list of DBs for Jackson State. You guys let me know down below in the comment section what you think about this. What you think about this list of DBs. Are they better than last year, or are they not better than last year? Let me know. But with that being said, you're watching the CFL podcast. I go by the name of Kobe.